Hello and greetings, lovely audience. Uh, I'm very well prepared for this introduction.
This is gonna go well.
Hello, fellow humans.
Yes, indeed. That's the most important part. It's on my paper. Ensure everyone that I am a real person and not a fake creature. So please be reassured. My name is Tom Murr. I am a professional storyteller and I am a real person and not a fake creature. And I am here in the company of these wonderful people that I had the pleasure to meet at Onyx PathCon this year. And I'm so happy that we followed through with our sentiment to, well, let's do more together.
Yes.
So
yes.
this is a brilliant moment of joy for me. So I will take up the mantle as story guide tonight, but you see, I'm not alone. Actually, I am surrounded by awesome people who I'd like to have themselves introduced to you. And I think we're going to start with Edwin.
Oh, yeah, sure. Hi, Edwin Whistles. He, him. I'm going to be playing Luck Adamus. And apparently I have a treasure trap and I'm a treasure map, excuse me. And I'm going to take everyone here on a little road trip and see what we can still make myself find.
Wonderful. Thank you. This was to my left. Now to my right, CJ.
Hello. My name's CJ. Everyone, you can find me, CJ Starry, pretty much anywhere. I'm going to be playing Seven Blackleg, the elemental cow. Oh no, I caught myself up even after I asked. Cowist, chaosist. I'm a magic user, guys.
Pew pew pew.
I even went, is it chaos or is it chaos? 60 seconds ago, roughly. But here we are. I'm they, them. Seven is he, him. Super excited to be here. Even if I can't pronounce chaos.
And you just did.
Yes. So
maybe change it throughout the...
Every time's different.
Yeah, maybe this will be our secret treasure that we will take home tonight. The correct pronunciation of chaos.
I'm gonna change it on purpose every time now.
Amazing. Thank you. Next one, Ryan.
Hi, yeah, I'm Ryan. My pronouns are consistent pronouns are they, them. I'm playing Trillin, whose pronouns are she, her. Unlike the rest of these warm-blooded flesh bags, Trillin is a reptilian. She is cold-blooded. I myself am absolutely warm-blooded. I'm not Fae or a robot or anything of that nature. I'm also keeping an eye on chat, so behave. I have the moderator's sword. And you may have seen me earlier this week on my own show, where I was writing Pugmire material. But where I was more accurately downdating the notes I wrote for the Pugmire, Realms of Pugmire playtest adventure I wrote for the actual play to fit with first edition, which after doing all that work for you, Eddie, and then working on other 5e related material, going back to old terminology is very difficult. So thank you for that.
I know. It's so hard.
So I think you already changed the focus to our last but not least player of tonight, Eddie.
Hi, my name is Eddie. My pronouns are he, him. I am playing Zayans, who is a human hunter in service to the Temple of the Benevolent Earth. He's basically a monster slayer. His pronouns are also he, him. And yeah, I'm looking forward to actually playing for once. That would be novel.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, I actually have to take a deep breath and get some important information out of the way. We are using the Ashcan of the World Below to run an adventure in this place, and I couldn't help myself but to just take the material and think, well, but what if we just took everything and went to a totally different place and explored things? I don't know if they ever come up in the books because they are coming from my head right now. So basically, I'm making shit up about the game, but we're going to use the rules, we're going to use the characters, we're going to use the powers and their equipment. And, well, of course, we are going into the world below. And if this show gives you some new ideas what to do with it, since we are playing an RPG and we all fit these games to our own ideas, well, then I'm just a happy person. Okay, great. Second thing, this will be a learning experience, probably for you as the audience, but for us as well. I read the PDF a few times by this point, and I will have to look up things on the way constantly. So please be patient. If we have to look something up, we're going to cut short any discussions. We were going to find easy solutions for the game on stream. But yeah, at least I am, and at least a few of my players are learning this today.
And also, literally, an update for this went up like 24 hours before the game started. So,
yeah. Okay, great. Then I'm going to get into an upright position. Take a deep breath. And take us away to a world that is completely held by the two warm, caring hands of Mother Earth. A whole universe made from rock and ore and roots and bones. It is made from caverns and crevices, fissures and under-earth lakes. The air down here has been breathed so many times and renewed so many times. And now it is breathed by a track of travelers, people young and old, healthy and sick, people carrying their livelihoods in sacks on their backs and try to carry on through the darkness with the limited light sources and supplies which are running thin. My heroes, you are on a journey to a place called Telva's Hearth. You left the ruins of your village since it was haunted by circumstance and disaster again and again, draining it of its life sources. And so the far side of the village, a woman by the name of Nyx, decided There's no future in this place left. You are too far off, too deep in the dark. Should you visit it again by disaster or plague, you were all to perish. And so the village decided to leave, to find new hope in this faraway place where so many people are living and making a living. Well, most of them are not really well equipped to make the journey or to do the harder tasks that are necessary, like hunting for prey or scouting a safe path. These tasks are bestowed upon our heroes. And so you venture into the dark, do your quest, and return back to the track for report and to find company in those who've become friends or family to you. Right now, you are away from the track for about 3 or 4 hours. And it's probably this moment that each of you is contemplating if you're heading into the right direction. Is a life in this big city the right choice for your people? What do you think?
Map says yes. The map says onward. There's treasure. There's goodies. That's where we need to go.
Well, anything that could get us better access to the well would potentially be the best option. Honestly, we have so much that we could be doing to make sure that the world doesn't end, and instead we're just waiting until soothsayer or someone tells us that we need to leave and find another thing. But if we just found a big cave, like a really sizable cave with an access to the well, most of our problems will be solved. I think
Now,
most of our problems
if
will be
you
solved.
look at the map right here, if we go 500 steps straight on, and then I think it says here 300 to the left, then 200 to the right again, we should come into a very sizable cave.
A very sizable cave would be promising. I think we're doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
I think as long as we continue to make our way back towards Telver's Hearth, that is a place that we can work from. We are less likely to come across those who would despoil the benevolent earth.
It is only by working together that we may succeed. The more people in a community, the stronger the bonds of life.
Absolutely.
The world
treasure?
below provides.
She does indeed. And as Luke said, there is a map and it points you into a certain direction. You take the steps and your path is leading you downhill, gently, until you are in the mouth to this large cavern. And what do you think? What kind of light source would you use?
Being a hunter, I'm used to probably traveling through some of the more remote caves, so I probably have some bioluminescent fungus that I keep for these kinds of occasions.
Well, seeing as the hunter is carrying the fungus, I'm using the shadows from that light source to follow him.
At the moment, I'll just follow along with them, but obviously, I mean, I have some other types of backup if we need it.
I too have, as an avid like an idol, I also carry bioluminescent fungus. However, we have travelled together long enough that, you know, should need require it, I can grant us all the ability to see in the dark temporarily, potentially. But chaos is not consistent.
No, we usually call on chaos when our need is dire.
And so it is the cold luminescent light that is not enough to lighten up the ceiling of the cavern, but it's just enough to be reflected by the gemstones embedded there. So you have a dark, dark sky broken by tiny shimmering lights. Something that's very important if you come to a new place is to get the scent, to smell the air. And this place, it smells of old air, not much circulation, but there's something in there that the hunter might recognize. A smell that says, "Don't come closer. I am dangerous."
Zanes will stop and draw his chitinous blade. He says, "Hold on, something smells wrong."
But trigger. You can see,
sure.
you can see Luck already kind of slowly taking a step to the left, closer to the jewels, and another one, and then stop, and then kind of look to the others.
Everyone has their place in the world below. If Zane's is telling me to stop, I stop.
Yeah, Seven has this like jeweled dagger on a chain that he's always fiddling with, and it's really usually quite idle. And as soon as you like wait, he's like just holds it to him. But looks like maybe he could stab someone with it. You've never seen him do that, so maybe not. But it's possible in a dire need. Maybe he thinks he could stab someone
Maybe
with
a
it.
little accident like stabbing. He just
Yeah, he thinks he's capable of that, whether or not he actually is.
There are many rocks in this cavern, so a lot of shadows that are hard to pierce, many opportunities to hide. There's also an easy to cover area, in the lack of a better word, like a street going through the cavern into an exit on the other side.
Can I look over the area to see if there's been traffic through this kind of wide passageway?
Sure. And I think we're going to do our first dice roll.
Rolls.
Yes. I am very sure that we're going to go with survival and probably cunning.
That seems pretty accurate. And also, I do have the tracker thesis, which gives me +1 enhancement on rolls to track or detect a monster's presence.
Very appropriate.
So that is 1, 2, 3 hits +1 enhancement, 4 hits.
Great. So you easily beat the difficulty of 1. So you have 4 hits left. Okay, great. So you're pretty sure that there are no signs of groups of people who went through here. There are occasional tracks, maybe 1 or 2 travelers. But what's far more interesting to you, on some of these rocks, there's moss. And in some places, this moss is ripped, torn. But on the upside of the rocks, so it's probably not by something that has been eating the moss, but something that moved from rock to rock or used it as a stepping stone and cut the plants.
Like with claws or with a blade?
More like claws.
I'll point to the moss. Something's come this way.
Something dangerous?
It has claws.
Oh, recent?
Recent enough that the moss has not grown back.
And Luck steps back close to the group. 1, 2. Yeah, nope, I'm still here. All intact.
I don't sense anything immediately nearby. There are no large groups going through, which is positive, but also no large groups have gone through. So I think we can move ahead, but keep on your guard.
I'd kind of shudder and pull my oddly, like, it's a really thick kind of silk cloak tighter around me. I have no armor. I have no weapons. This is not what I'm accompanying you for.
Zayans will also kind of start moving ahead again, but he's not going to move too far ahead of the group. He does have bonds to each of you, so he's very invested in making sure that all of you are safe. So it's going to be much more of a slightly ahead to make sure that if something attacks, it will come to Zayans first, but not so far away as not the kind of rogue moving ahead to check for traps or anything.
I think Seven will stay a few steps behind Zayans, but closest to Zayans. He considers Zayans probably his closest friend of them, but also is strong. Could beat something up. He's a hunter. Seven believes that Zayans could beat something up if he needed to, so he's going to stick close to Zayans.
Yeah, I mean, Zayans also feels that Seven's a very close friend as well. So definitely going to make sure that there's all of you are protected, but additional eye on Seven's, sure.
Definitely don't need an extra eye on me. I'm definitely fine, and I've never been any
Definitely
problem
fine.
to anyone.
So Luck will let Trillin go first, basically be the third in line, and he'll cover the rear. Just looking behind him, trying to see if something is following him, and then stepping a bit to the left, a bit to the right, just trying to see what's happening on each side as well.
So the 4 of you make your way slowly through the cavern. You carry with you your bioluminescent light, and with your movement, the shadows thrown by the rocks also moves ever so slightly. And Seven can see how Saiyans is getting just a little bit slower. He seems to be noticing something.
Seven makes to like say something and then realizes that's probably not the best idea and just goes.
And the thing that Saiyan sees is in one of these moving shadows on a dim appearing wall, something blinking for a very short moment, but not like the gemstones above you know. It's a dark reflecting surface. You identify it as an eye.
Saiyans will tighten his grip on his grappling hook
Oh,
and
sorry.
step one or two steps closer just to try to see if he can get a better look at it.
So Luck has a pet rock. Guess what goes flying now at the eye?
Okay. So Saiyans is getting closer, and Luck is throwing a stone at the target at the eye. So please do me the favor of range combat. It's actually a skill.
Yeah.
Yes, range combat
plus might. Plus might.
Plus might.
Because I'm throwing.
Are you throwing to hurt or are you throwing to check?
I'm throwing to hurt.
Okay, yeah, then it's probably might.
Yeah.
Do you get anything special from your pet rock?
Let me check. I think I got a +1. Yeah, it gets always going to +1 enhancement when assaulting someone with your pet rock via ranged combat attack, and it returns to your hand on the next turn without fail. So it is might. Ranged combat. So it's 3 dice. We can do that. That is 1 hit.
Wonderful. It is pretty easy to hit. We can see the stones spiraling through the air or hurtling through the air, and it's about to hit as well, of course Saiyans is getting aware of the missile and that there might be danger for him sooner than he thought. And also it's the moment that Trillin is noticing something completely different. There's something in the ground, a shiver, something that takes a little bit to develop, but you're pretty sure there's more to come.
So as that rock goes flying past Zayn's head, I'm basically just finding the biggest rock I can nearby and just cowering down behind it.
Right. and then
and then, what if there may be more? We must be on guard. We must be aware.
Whoops.
and this
You literally hear Luke saying, whoops.
and then the stone hits. And it is much less a noise than just this movement, this motion, this as something giant in front of Zayn's shudders. More than mildly annoyed.
You might have upset it.
Times 2.
And then there's not only 1, not 2, not 4, but 8 eyes of the size of my hand, angrily staring at Zayn's as 2 pairs of mandibles go.
Zane's kind of just smiles and goes, "Finally."
And I think we're gonna do a fun moment of initiative rolls.
Yay, initiative. I remember what initiative is.
Which we have to look up.
Yeah, still learning.
I really like that there are the popcorn rules in place.
Yeah.
It's just a question which dice to roll.
Where is initiative listed?
Search in the PDF real quick.
I mean, you can also just ask Matthew who's in the chat.
Yeah, hey, Matthew, you can find it before we do. You know what initiative is?
We are professionals.
The higher of athletics plus
Determine
cunning or
initiative. Each
empathy.
player forms a dice pool of their character using the higher of either athletics plus cunning or empathy plus dexterity.
Ryan was faster.
Sorry.
I'm also with Matthew's suggestion of run. That works. That works for the non-combat character here.
So it was athletics and
Cunning.
Or empathy and dexterity, the higher of the two.
Let me do
So
math.
please go and have fun.
Dexterity. Oh yeah, I'm not very empathetic.
Same for me.
it's going to be 6 dice, I believe.
I got my spooky dice. That's bones. That's bones.
Ooh, very nice. Are they
That's a
actually made from
Cthulhu.
bones, or?
Nah, these aren't. I've got some really nice wood dice, but these are just ones that are supposed to look like little skulls.
I say my spouse actually has some oversized dice that are actually carved from bone, so
I've eyed them up.
They're
They're
super
so
goth.
cool.
oh yeah,
So
no.
cool.
Anyway, I have 6 hits. My initiative.
Great.
2 hits.
Last time I rolled 3 zeros, but
Do 10s explode or
no, they count double.
they count up? In that case, I have 3 successes. 3 hits, sorry.
1.
I'm going to ask the question no one ever wants to hear, but are botches a thing in the world below?
No.
Cool. In which case, 0 hits.
Well, I got 5, so it's actually your turn to start.
Woo. Okay. So I'm going to. You said that there are kind of 8 eyes and the giant mandibles. How far away is the creature from me?
It's probably 7 steps, meters, yards.
7 units.
7 units of space. Distance.
Okay. So I'm going to use my thesis of rapid strike, which allows me to attack with one type of close combat weapon twice per turn without having to split my action pool. And so basically, because it's a grappling hook, I'm going to kind of do that martial arts movie thing of like just whipping it around, and as soon as it hits, he pulls it back and then bounces over his arm to hit him again with it.
Mm-hmm. Sounds
So,
amazing.
Close
Go for
combat
it.
and dex or might.
It sounds like something very dexterous to me.
Okay. So first attack is 1 hit. Second attack is 3 hits.
Okay. So you do 1 damage for free.
Mhm.
To increase your damage, you have to spend 3 hits. Oh, wait. Before we do that, I need to tell you what the difficulty is, because the beast has some defense.
Ah.
Yeah. Give me back my monster, please.
Give it to me.
Yeah, I was already going to the hit section of the action adventure thing. So, we do have a very nice defense of 4.
Oh. No.
I'm sorry. So you don't have enough hits to hit, right?
No, I don't think. Yeah, my weapon does not give me any enhancement. It does not seem. Wow. Okay. I am radically changing my thoughts on how this is going to go. So, Zayn swings the round that bounces off of the skull of this creature, and he pulls the hook back, and in the flickering light of the chitin, you could see a brief moment of concern cross his face, but maybe it's just a trick of the light.
Okay.
And I will choose. Let's see how good 7 is with his knife.
Probably not great. Actually, I've just been sitting here kind of looking over some of the cool stuff I can do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm gonna do something stupid instead. And he looks at the dagger, and then he sticks it in like a little sheath that he has to protect it, and instead reaches out to try and just like hit this thing. But I am going to try to use Spark, which I only have a 1 in as my synthesis rating. And my hand is coded in an element, either electrified or shadow. I'm going to choose electrified. And it conveys that tag to the unarmed strike. So I've got all the information here. I copy pasted it all into a document, so we're going to have a go at that if that's okay.
Awesome.
All right, so gain the following access to the trick when making its electric. If I hit, I inflict the stun set. Okay, so we're gonna try an unarmed strike.
Okay.
Right. Essentially, wizard here, sorcerer is going to attempt to unarmed strike this thing. Why am I like this?
So
yeah, what am I needing to roll for that? It's might. Would it be might and something?
I assume it's a close combat skill.
Yeah, I do have one of those.
This is great. Before we go into that, I want to remind you that we have momentum. Yes? So I think we start equal to the number of players. Yes. And we can add 1 enhancement per momentum spent. You can spend 2 momentum to change failure into success. Implement something new into the story for 1 momentum, or to gain 1 evidence, but we aren't in an investigation right now. So these are
that is definitely a monster.
Moment of brilliance.
It was Old Man Smithers all along.
He pulls mask off. It's just an old man underneath.
I don't know if we necessarily need to use momentum right now, although I could.
Yeah, the sad part is like if I had remembered that, I could have turned my 3 into a 4 and actually done the point of damage. But oh well.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess we'll see where we go. Basically, Seven sees what happens and sees that this thing is looking pretty strong and is like, the answer is chaos. It's always chaos. And it's just gonna like sheathe the dagger and hold up his hand, and it's encased in like an electric sort of like all over his hand is electricity, and he's just gonna try and punch it in the eye. Let's see if we have any successes. I'm not feeling too optimistic, but I have a few dice to roll. Okay.
Good sounds. Good sounds.
Yeah, so I got 4.
All right. Woo!
Yeah. One was 10. That's double, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Then yes.
Phew, so we have got our first successful attack on this giant creature that we still don't really have an idea of what it really looks like. It's just there. It's giant. It seems to exist in many places, and it has definitely eyes. And one of them is hit by an electrical charged fist. So can you please remind us what your charged tag does? It's
Yes. So electrified. If it has the tag electrified, you gain access to the following tricks. You can electrocute. If you have 1 hit, you can inflict the stunned status effect on your target and give a +2 advantage to attacks if the target's in water, which, to my knowledge, not in water, but at least there's the stunned status effect, I think, if I'm understanding that correctly.
Mhm.
So
If-
it's done?
if we have another hit, right?
Yeah, so we can use a momentum to because it has to be over the number, right?
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about stunning this thing?
Done it.
Do it.
I really like the idea. So yes, you shall have, if the group is okay with spending momentum now, then go ahead. Stun right away.
Woo.
Okay.
I will be using dexterity next time. I did use my it would have given me a slight more advantage, but yeah, I guess punches it and it kind of electricity will start to crackle around this thing a little bit. I think is probably how that looks.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is we can see the lightning crawling through the thick pelt of this enormous creature, and it's just expanding and going over the giant body. It's not enough to bring it directly into sight. You can just see the silhouette of it, and then the jolts are just fizzling out before even finishing a journey across the whole body. So it's just enormously big, this thing, and we can see that the eyes are just like turning up. And
might I make a suggestion? And he's like massaging his knuckles. Like, might I make a suggestion? I think it's going to be stunned for a moment, and maybe we should run. I mean, we can try to. It looks a little massive. It's just a thought. He pulls out the dagger again and starts to fiddle with it nervously.
we are not out of this combat yet. You can say this to your companions. They may react to it, but you also have to give initiative to somebody else.
I believe it's just Trillian left, correct?
You could give it to the NPC, to the hostile
Trillin or
creature.
Luck. Or luck.
Oh, look.
Oh, look, I didn't realize. Yes, sorry. For some reason, I'm used to being later in initiative for some reason, so I was just like, everything's already happened. He's gonna say that, but then he's gonna look at, like, Luck, who started the fight, to get a gauge on what his thought process on this is, and mechanically, I'm giving Luck the next initiative.
So Luck gets his pet rock back again. And throws it again. But he's using Echo Strike.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
he's basically gonna cause a shadowy duplicate of the rock, which will give me a +1 power advantage to the attack. And I can spend additional hits to increase either power advantage at a cost of 2 hits per +1 increase to a maximum of +3. Each increase generates in this fashion creates an additional shadowy duplicate of the weapon, which appears at a 90-degree angle from the actual weapon. And it basically counts as if I'm backstabbing / flanking him. And if it hits, it inflicts the stunt status effect. But they are on me, that is. So if failure. Are we okay if I use 2 momentum, by the way?
For what?
For extra dice.
Oh. Yeah. If it will stop this thing.
Is the rest okay with that as well?
Yeah.
Oh, how do we gain momentum in this setting?
By failing, which I'm sure we'll do plenty of soon.
Oh, yeah, then we'll be great.
And your character sheet has a momentum generator on it as well. Like
Okay.
personalized way of doing that.
Mine is interesting.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits.
We do have a defense of 4
Mhm.
that you have to overcome.
Yeah,
So-
and I got 5 hits.
You got, after subtracting the difficulty, you're left with 1 hit
Yeah.
that you can spend. You are doing 1 point of damage for sure.
But what does the power advantage do for a +1?
Power advantage gives you additional 2 enhancement, I believe.
It does give you
Oh,
2, yes.
and-
It is the new version of scale.
What does enhancement do?
Give
It
you
has more
hits.
Oh, hold up. Let me roll another.
No, number dice, just straight hits.
In that case, I got 2 hits because the pet rock gives me a +1 enhancement using via ranged attack. So that's 2 hits. That means that I can, because I got 2 hits, that means I can increase my power advantage by +1. So that is +2 power enhancement. That does how much damage?
So this does not directly convert into damage.
Okay.
You have 1 basic damage that you deal by surpassing the difficulty.
Yeah.
To do another point of damage, you would have to buy the critical hit stunt, which cost 3 hits.
Okay, so but what does the power advantage
So
do?
the power advantage does do, usually if you have advantage to somebody else, you gain more and more enhancements the higher your advantage is. So if you have your rock and you have your echo thing, the echo strike, then you would have at least 1 advantage against an ordinary person, which will give you enhancements. If you get up to 3 steps of advantage beyond somebody else, you automatically succeed. I'm not quite sure how this would pan out in an attack, but I am pretty sure I would count it as severe damage.
Yeah, so I got in total I got
So,
2 hit.
Sorry, I'm just rereading the rules. So, how many 8s, 9s, or 10s did you get on the dice?
I got five hits in total.
because you have to lose 2 of those to pay off the complication from casting the spell. Well, you don't have to. Obviously, you can take the complication.
No, I'm going to take the complication. That makes it more fun, because why make it easy?
That's it.
Fair enough.
So that means that I got 1 hit over his defense, and
Yes.
I got an enhancement from the Bedrock, which gives me 2 hits in total. And then the power, I get a +1 power advantage for the attack, and that increases by +2 because of the 2 hits through the additional trick. Additional hits can be spent to increase the power advantage granted
But
by the sorcery.
if you spend those 2 hits, you no longer meet the defense. Because you've got 5 hits plus
Yeah.
an additional
You
1.
have to spend 4 to get
Yeah,
the defense.
So you're down to 2 hits.
yeah. That means that I still hit, right?
That
Yeah,
means that we hit, yes.
Yeah. So that
Um,
means that I have 2 power advantage if I spend those 2 hits, which basically makes it 0, which basically means that I still hit him, correct? Or is my math off?
I am just thinking if we are entering a power loop, because
Yeah, because if you're spending it to get advantage, you get enhancement, which you can then spend. Unless enhancement count differently to hits for this.
Well, I think what the intent is that because if you spend 2 in 2 hits to get a power advantage, it just give you 2 enhancement packs. So you're spending 2 to get
Yeah.
2 back, so that's 0. I think it's more for a case of like if you needed to get over someone else's advantage. Because it's like, oh, I'm taking penalties because they're advantage, so I'm spending more and more, so I'm equal to them, and therefore my hits mean
Yeah.
more. I think it's more the intent of what that's trying to do there.
Yeah. The thing is, if the other party is having a 3-point an advantage of 3 against you, you automatically fail whatever you do, and
Okay.
you can step up your advantage by teamwork, by this spell and stuff like this.
Okay,
So basically, we have our ranged attack.
Yeah.
We had six hits altogether, reduced by 4 for the difficulty. So you are left with 2 that you can spend on amazing stuff.
Okay. What can I do with that then?
It is.
So you can disarm,
You mean this leg?
dislag, that leg, knock down, establish a grapple. That seems like a good idea.
I'm
With the thrown rock. Is this in ranged combat?
No, I'm looking at
Let's
close combat.
shove the massive
Destroy
thing.
object, pin down, trip.
Could also distract it, which just makes it as +1 difficulty to whatever it's going to do.
I'll do distract. Yeah, I'll do distract.
Okay. So we're doing 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna distract it.
That gives you 1 hit remaining.
Is distract only 1 hit?
Mm-hmm. So 1 hit tricks are.
You can also it's always good for extra hits to use feint, because what feint does is it gives enhancement to you or your allies' next attack against the same opponent.
Yeah, so can I then give a feint to Saiyan for his next attack in the next round?
That'll be lovely.
Sure.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Okay. Back from Math Corner.
And so seeing as how and what, and I kind of realized that somebody once said that you shouldn't let the bad guys go last. Spider can go.
Great. So the giant arachnid is trembling, and you can see that it has difficulties to pull through and to just act. And what stunt does, you shall learn what it does, is All actions suffer a major complication, and failure to buy off makes them lose their next action after. So
Ah.
the giant beast is going to act. And I think since the most harm was done by this very fragile thing with the thunder fists, we're gonna eat that one.
Thunder fists.
Oh no.
So please tell me what your defense is.
Hey, my defense. It's an excellent question. Where am I finding that? Sorry. What's normally defense?
It's
Usually it's 1.
Yeah, I don't think
it's not on the character sheet because
the-
it is 1, and then I think you
Okay.
can like roll your stamina pool for free to add more. It's
So-
like other story path games.
Yeah.
Okay.
We start with 1, and
I've
now
got one.
since I am attacking you, you have the chance to make a defend roll.
Okay. And the
Use stamina.
stamina
skill.
I've got
No skill.
So, sorry, stamina. So I'm sorry. I have not slept right this week.
worries.
So I'm playing a great character for this because he probably hasn't either. Stamina, as in like my stamina skill plus
No, it's just
I
your
can
stamina
use-
attribute.
Use your stamina.
Yeah.
just my stamina attribute. Okay, we'll be fine. Got 2 whole dice. Oh, no lie though, I did get a 10, so that's a total of 2.
Great. So you can spend these on several tricks. You could try to dive to cover, but this would be against ranged attacks. You can spend the hits just to increase your defense. You can roll away that would move you out of reach after the attack has hit you.
Yeah, could I do maybe dive to, I'm thinking between dive to cover or move away. I think dive to cover, they're like a rock that isn't the one that Trillian is behind because he doesn't want to put her in danger. Is there any other rock that I can try to dive behind? in the
There are
area?
many rocks.
Great.
Um,
Then yeah, I'll probably try to do dive to cover. I've got 2 successes, so can I spend 1 hit on dive to cover and the other is just toward my defense?
yes.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yes.
go ahead and do that, I think.
Great.
Realizing that he's made himself a target, he's going to go, ha! And try to hide behind a rock.
Okay,
roll.
great.
Fucking roll.
Okay. I'm gonna explain much more than I usually do during my games, but I rolled dice, a lot of them, and I got 4 hits.
A lot of them.
So your current defense is 2, right?
Yes,
So we are-
he's got a surplus of 2 then.
2 defense.
No.
But also, we got 1 reduction by the attack of luck.
Yeah.
We are down to 1.
Okay.
So it is going to hit you.
Just because I like to sort of, well, actually, is it paying off the stunned complication?
It
Condition.
can't.
Ah.
So it will be out of actions after this in the next round. So this is what's
Good.
doing this round, and then it just will go or something.
Yeah.
In
I don't seem to have anything I can really do to combat this, so I will take that 1 hit.
yeah, you take
Not bad considering.
1 injury as one of the giant legs just trying to stab you, but instead of piercing you through your chest, it just tears into your arm, missing the most of your body, and There are some dark blood splatters falling into the ground, and then
Yeah, he's not cool about it. He's like, ah, ow.
I'm dying.
It's not even remotely like chill, cool action hero about this. Not at all.
Why did you get stabbed? You know that it's bad for you, right, Seven?
in the you can see that the movement was supposed to carry the giant beast forward, since usually these creatures don't stay in close combat. They use hit and run techniques, and it was supposed to just go stab you and then crawl over your dying body into the distance just to turn around and repeat. But actually, it's limping for a few steps and then sacking to the ground, since it wasn't able to buy off the complication from stunned. And I am giving the initiative to Trillin.
Thank you.
Seven's just like, oh, please kill it, please.
What is the chaos level of the current location?
Please again?
What is the chaos level of the current location? I need to know because I'm going to cast a spell and it acts as enhancement.
As you get a feeling for the place, you feel there is a sort of energy building up in the ground, and you're now pretty sure this wasn't the arachnid that you felt, and it's not other arachnids that you're feeling. There's the ground is trembling, soon to shake, and maybe it's your attunement to these kind of things by your magics that you notice it. And the chaos level is 2, according to Mr. Dawkins.
Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to use my move action to utilize cover. So, just hunker behind this hopefully quite substantial rock. Anyone who's close enough hears me. I'm rustling in a pouch or something under my cloak, and under my breath, just the darkness shields, the darkness guides, the darkness shields, the darkness guides, and then I blow something into the air, and hopefully I don't fail this soul sight roll. Okay, well, I failed completely. I'm never using these dice ever again.
And
so I
sun.
believe I'm stunned. As I guess I just inhale the spores that I was trying to blow out to you all so you could see in the dark. And I'm just coughing and spluttering behind this rock.
Well, good news is the cavern joins in on your coughing fit.
I don't think that's good news.
The rumbling in the ground erupts, and the whole place you're in starts shaking, growing stronger and stronger, and you hear the crackling over your heads as the stalactites are moving in ways they're not supposed to move. And soon they will probably come falling down. Who's going to act?
Can we run now?
Yeah, I'm going to grab 7 and run.
Yeah, I was going to say, do I know anyone historically out of this motley band of associates who is good at wayfinding with absolutely no idea of where they're going?
That would most likely be me.
Yeah, probably. I could do a little bit, but not much.
I think I had something that.
I don't think I have any sort of wayfinding.
Mine's more tracking someone else. So, like, if I'm following someone, I'm pretty good at it. But in terms of actually finding our way, I think.
Yeah, I've got the map of Dark Dons, which gives me a +1 enhancement to navigation. think that's what we'll be needing.
I'm not sure if the map actually has mapped out this cavern in detail. Although it might show you some exits that are not obvious to the eye, maybe.
I have a map tattoo. I don't think that applies here.
Actually, hold up. Map tattoo does something though.
It's
Yeah.
they've meticulously crafted a detailed map of this settlement on your skin.
Oh, but yeah,
The map
we left
but
settlement.
we left the settlement, so it does. It grants +2 enhancement to navigation. It doesn't say within the settlement, but imposes a complication representing possible changes since the map was made. So I'm presuming it's within the settlement. So I have tattooed an absolutely useless map on me because I thought it looked cool.
I have a
is
personal
basically what I'm
cabin.
getting from this. I'm like, I was very tough once and sustained this entire map tattoo.
So these tattoos get inaccurate over time more and more until they're completely useless and an hindrance to you.
Yep.
But I don't think you would make a tattoo of your settlement, but the surrounding area. So I'd entertain the idea of people huddling together, comparing paper maps to back maps and trying to find out a way out of an.
Maybe once we get free from the monster, how about?
Yeah.
Maybe. So.
Then if you want me to take my shirt off in character, I will.
I mean,
in which case, as none of you like immediately spring to mind as being the best bet in this circumstance, between the coughing and the spluttering as I'm trying to dislodge the spores, you can make out. Zayans, can you keep it down? And I'll pass it over to Zayans.
Externally, Zayans will say, of course. Internally, maybe.
Need I remind us all that the cave is moving?
Yeah.
I've already used my move action.
I'm
It's
going
fine.
to hang on. I have a spell for this.
Ooh.
Spell for this. Yes. So I'm going to first of all, actually, hold on, I just realized. So I have to cast a spell first and then attack with a melee attack, which means I have to split my dice pool. So I probably do not want to do that. Nope, that's fine. I'll just use the enhancement I already got, that I got from Luck. And I will just try to swing my grappling hook again because it does have the stun tag. So I can try to stun it just directly. And hopefully that will keep it down. Yeah, about that. I have 2 hits.
2 hits.
Wait, no, I can attack twice. Great. Try a second attack. There we go. 4 hits.
Amazing.
With plus enhancement is 5. So
I was just wondering, is there anything in the Story Path Ultra thing about reduced defense because you actually can't move anymore and are just a giant target practice?
I mean, I would personally say that I would just give enhancement to the person attacking because they're down. Like say, give me advantage. Or whatever.
Yeah, I think it would be.
So if you want to say give me a point of advantage, then that would be 2 more enhancements. That would be a total of 7.
Sure, I want to see what you're going to do with that.
Okay. Actually, I can get tricky if I wanted to. So I'm gonna spend 1 for stun to reapply stun effect. Just make sure. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna do something weird. I am not gonna buy off the defense, but do I have to buy off defense to do stunts or do tricks? Let me double check that first. I think I may have to. Okay, yeah. So yeah. Okay, so never mind. So I'll buy. I was about to say maybe I won't do damage, but I'll do something else. But like, I have to do damage. Okay, so do 4 does point damage. I will spend 1 point to establish grapple
Mm-hmm.
and 2 hits to throw a person.
Okay.
I do have a might of 3, if that matters.
This went places.
I can't see you directly throw the giant arachnid. But
Okay, let me change that. I can also change it into a push, a shove.
Yeah.
Because my goal was ultimately I try to shove it into the deepest part of where those stalagmites might be coming down. This is more my goal. I was trying to maneuver it into that is more what I was going for.
Yeah, this sounds amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, you spot a very good place. There's just this very sharp, large piece of soon falling ceiling that is might end up in the arachnid.
Okay. So, yeah, that's all I Zayan's basically uses the his grappling hook to actually tie up a couple of the legs and pull it down as it's struggling and stunned, and he'll use that to actually leverage it onto its side, then roll it towards where that stalactite's coming down, then quickly pulls his hook back and starts running as that starts to come down.
Yeah. Who's going next?
Gonna let Trillin actually go next so she can try to escape.
Whatever Trillin does comes with a major complication.
Yep.
Which is 3.
Yeah, I was looking at this. I was like, so if I don't actually roll any dice, if I just use my action to move again, then I automatically get stunned because I can't bite off in any way, shape, or form. So it makes no sense to attempt that again because if I fail again, which I likely will because of the thing. Although
I think there's a movement roll you can do.
Yeah, there's like athletics and something, I think.
Yeah,
athletics either
and
might or dexterity.
Yeah. Well, guess what? I'm not good at. as the far-sighting face of this traveling party.
Right.
Just lay flat on the ground and accept your fate.
Sorry, I was
fly back and think of England. What?
I wasn't expecting it to come back around to me, so I was planning my move, but
sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
I can move it to somebody else instead while you're preparing.
That would probably work out best.
Okay, fine. Then we'll go 7 then.
Okay. I honestly think that remind me. I'm gonna ask a lot of dumb questions. We don't have a whole. I think I've actually actively asked this like 2 weeks ago. We don't have a whole action system in Storypath, do we?
So we got basically on your turn. You have like one action that you can split, like Eddie does, and I think it is assumed that you can just move within a reasonable space in this time as well, and just do minor things like talking or kicking a stone without aiming at somebody. So
basically there are reflexive actions, and one of those reflexive actions are you can move from either close to shorter or short to medium.
Okay. Yep, that checks out from what P-Brain was remembering about this. Great, cool. I don't think he's gonna try to do anything fancy. I think he's not leaving everyone behind, but I think I'm gonna take my turn as movement. Ooh, and so I'm gonna move whatever way it looks like we're going, move whatever reasonable amount I can without running. I'd also like to take my action, as it were, to try to observe the cavern and see sort of like if things are going to fall in what pattern, or is this supernatural, and that just kind of gather some information about the cavern. because right now we've got the spider thing being having been shoved back into the chasm, and we have stalactites presently about to fall. Is that correct? So, I mean, I don't think I have any. I might be able to do that. Yeah. So I'd like to kind of maybe if I can do something that discerns maybe the pattern in which they're going to fall, so I can aid other people in avoiding them.
Okay. I was just thinking, and it's, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounded like enigmas, probably deciphering the layout and the nature of the cavern. If you wanted to shove people around and help them coordinate, that would be command leadership.
I think I would maybe say in this situation, leadership. I wouldn't actually be moving them physically myself, but I would be calling out to them to have them avoid these stalactites. I the reason I'm trying to figure this out is because like there's an actual thing in Scion for that you can do this with, but I think it's like a skill or something. So I don't want to do something that should be a skill. I'm just trying to move people around to get them to avoid the stalactites, essentially.
I think
isn't there like a basic trick where you just help grant people enhancement on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a couple. There's assist, which basically means that you spend 2 hits and basically someone else automatically succeeds at the same action.
Yeah. My favorite
We could
was
do that.
Yeah, or bolster, which is you add momentum to somebody else's roll.
and I'd say this would be, since you have to recognize and process information very fast, it would be wits plus leadership plus wits, and then you can just either way. No, I think in this case it would give other people enhancements.
Okay.
And the
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
spending 2 hits to make somebody else succeed would be on the same task that you're doing. That's how I read this one. Like,
Yeah,
if you're
basically
very stealthy, you can carry the paladin on your back.
Right. Yeah. Assist is you can do the exact same amount of succeed. Bolster is you can help them, give them momentum for a different skill.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Realistically, I think I'm aiming for assist because I have a very narrow field of what I'm trying to accomplish. So I'll give it a roll, see how many successes I get, and if I get surplus of 2, like let's say I got 4 successes, would I be able to assist 2 people?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Let's see what happens. It's not okay. Oh, I got a 10. Just 4. That means I have to pick 2 of the 3 of you to help.
Who do you love the most?
You. It says here, right here in my character sheet. So Zayans is one of them.
Who are you going to leave behind to start with all the trouble?
I think what's going to happen is the 2 that Seven is going to assist is Zayans because of their bond, and Trillin because she's in a little more difficult of a way at the moment, and so he's going to focus on the 2 hits to Zayn is just telling him where to go to avoid the things that when they start to fall, and then to Trillin, he's gonna kind of try and talk her through whatever movement she needs to make at that point. So
if I may suggest a particularly cheesy way to do this.
100%.
You have 2 bonds to my character, correct?
Yes.
You could spend that, get 2 more hits, spend it on me to assist me, then use the other 4 hits on the other 2 characters.
Yeah.
Wait, that works?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're experiencing so many rules in just 1.5 an hour. It's incredible, but yes.
I don't think I have spent bond since Trinity Continuum Adventure.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not allowed to spend the bond. It just exists. No one touches that.
Right.
Right. That's one thing that's cool about Ultra is that, yeah, you can actually just convert it directly to enhancement for a thing. So.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Remind me, I can just spend it and apply it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, can I will assist everyone if that's all right. I'll spend
By the power of friendship.
by the
Isn't it?
power of friendship. Although, does this mean I don't like you as much now? Like what?
No, it just means that
I know,
it
being
means that if I
facetious,
die
sorry.
again, you'll feel bad about it. But
but I can't help you twice.
right.
All right,
But-
yeah. So that's I love that idea. Thank you. I will tap into the bond to use that bond to assist Zayans, and that way I can assist Luck and Trillin as well.
And I think what's giving you the hints is that there's already dust falling from the growing cracks in the rockworks above you, and it is just pouring down and shimmering in the greenish bluish light of your mushroom lanterns. It's just like, oh, I can see what's going to happen, and then you start.
Mastermind, if you will.
Yes. Yes. Amazing. Great. So who's gonna act next?
I think oh no. Yeah, Trillin, are you ready? Are you good?
Yeah.
Trillin. It's I think Seven's first focus in this assisting is on Trillin because she seemed to be having a rough time.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So I crunched the numbers, those tasty numbers, and my best dice pool is actually just to attempt what I tried last turn again. Which, if it works, I mean, I was able to in the dock to make my escape even faster and safer. So, I will, but I won't utilize cover. I will absolutely move with my reflexive action, following Seven's sage advice to another friendly shaped rock. And as I do, I will raise my my mushroom lantern high and then kind of bring it down on the rock and hopefully draw upon my connection to chaos to empower, to like imbue myself with some of the light within the lantern. Oh my! That was even worse than last time.
But that gives us momentum, right?
Only if we can't make it work, since Trillin has 2 enhancements.
Did Trillin roll any hits at all?
No, not one.
Oh, well, then you can't use it.
Yep, I rolled, in fact, 2 6s, 2 4s, and a 3, which is worse. Last time it was 2 7s, 2 4s, and a 3. So I'm actually going down the dice pool. So what actually happens is I raise the staff high, bring it down, and then slide backwards off the rock, and I just crack my head. I'm stunned. Also, this is the last time I borrow dice from my partner. Her dice have been
Yeah,
mingling with my
valid.
dice, and it's just
It's rubbing off on them.
yeah. I mean,
Bad luck
they're
cooties
really
are
cute.
spreading.
Like, they've got teeny tiny pandas in, but it's not worth it.
Bad luck, pandas.
Yeah, bad luck pandas indeed.
Pandas.
I will.
Seven's just like,
Yeah.
I can do. I tried.
No, like I followed your instructions and then just slipped off a rock. Like, it's,
That's usually my character, to be fair.
And well, now since we have 2 creatures kind of on the ground, who's going to act next?
yeah, so I could pass it to Look, or I could pass it to the creature. My worry is if I pass it to the creature, it would just pass it to itself again. But then if I
Yep.
pass it to Look,
No,
it has to
because
go to the
it
creature.
has to pass the luck before it does that.
Yeah.
True.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
So I'd actually pass it to the creature to stop that double turn, if that's fine with everyone.
Go for it.
Okay. And I'm gonna read the resolution of Stunned. Where did you go? The character benefits from first aid, an appropriate healing power, or succeeds in overcoming the complication. So it already failed at overcoming the complication. Thing is, this round, it's just they're flat on the ground and waiting for horrible things happen to it. But Zayn is getting an uneasy feeling that something horrible is gonna happen with this thing soonish.
I'm pretty sure something horrible's already happened, but okay.
It's more horrible
My
things
arm!
happening. Okay, but this was my turn.
Yep.
And it is now Luck's turn.
So the creature is still down, right?
Yes. Maybe.
Can I have no idea how far he is from me. Throw a smoke bomb in his face.
You can, sure, yes. If you want to, you can throw a smoke bomb into the face.
Because the smoke bomb gives him where I just had it. Where is it? There. Yeah, so in combat, you can take an action to detonate a smoke bomb that imparts a moderate complication of low visibility to anyone trying to hit you from any distance other than close range. So technically, it needs to be on me, I think, right?
Once again?
In combat, you can take an action to detonate a smoke bomb that imparts a moderate complication of low visibility to anyone trying to hit you from any distance other than close range.
I guess the question is you singular or you plural?
Yeah.
I think it is a smoke screen, so hitting anything from in there should be very hard.
Yeah, but
it's just written from your character's point of view.
Yeah, so if I throw it at him in front of him, it basically gives him that complication.
Yes. Unless you are in front of his mandibles, then it doesn't suffer the complication. But hitting somebody far away with the leg would be very complicated.
Okay. And can I, as a move action, try to grab Trillin and scoot?
Sure.
I have already run away.
But you got stunned again, right?
Yeah, I moved and then, slipped off a rock.
In that case, I'll move closer to you just so that if things go wrong next round, you have your buddy with you.
This sounds great.
Also, it just occurred to me, because I'm stunned next turn, I can't buy off the stun condition, so I'm losing two actions essentially.
Yeah, so you do need me to
I could probably move, but I might need help beyond that.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, hopefully. Also, the smoke bomb imparts the suffocating area effect up short range from the point of detonation.
Awesome.
On him.
So. I love this item. It's great.
I mean,
Matthew and I just chatted real quick. And if you lose your action in stuns, the status effect ends. That's what I think is the intent. So you don't get into a stun lock loop.
Okay. I just got the idea from what Ryan said that you would have to forfeit your next action, and then you would be like, I can try to move again, but have to buy off the complication again.
Right,
so it would
right.
be
and we chatted, and that doesn't seem like the intent of it. So we chatted, and Matthew's amending it now in the manuscript, but it's going to be that if you lose your action to stuns, then the status that's the other way it resolves on top of that.
Okay, so if as happened to me, it's just unfortunately stacked right now.
Right, yeah, but otherwise, because what happens is, like you say, get in a stun lock where it's like you lose your action, then you have to roll again. If you fail again, you lose your action again, and just endless cycle.
Okay, so important question. Thank you for clarification. Luck, do you need to roll? I think you have to do a range combat roll for that, right?
No.
You just throw it there, and
it's. Basically, it doesn't say that I need to roll anything for it. In combat, you can take an action to detonate a smoke bomb.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
But if you want me to roll because of the fact that I'm not dropping it,
you're not exploding it on your location, but you're putting it into the face of somebody else. and are actually running
Oh.
away from there.
Right, yeah, I mean, she's just kind of like, I'm throwing on the ground. You can't really miss the ground.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, Eddie. I don't know.
Okay, Ryan maybe can miss the ground, but everybody else.
I mean, it can scatter straight into Zayn's face. Who
Yeah.
knows?
So please give us a ranged combat roll.
Are people okay if I use 2 momentum just to make sure that
You can.
don't...
You wouldn't need to use might. You can use dexterity for that one if it changes anything for you. Because I can't see that it works better if you just throw it very hard.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. Because my dexterity is way higher. Dun, dun.
I mean, you would be a very bad assassin if you can't hit shit.
That's my middle name.
So, guys, what you want to stream last night? Well, we walked into a spider and died. Mostly by our own stupidity.
We went on an adventure in one cave.
Two hits.
Yeah, sounds great. So,
Perfect.
and I say for the 2 hits, you make good way. You get really close to a Trillin. So this was everyone this turn, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's about.
So it's I can assign it to someone.
Yeah, but I'd like to have effects taking place before anybody does anything else.
Sure, I cannot argue against that.
So it's this moment that the ceiling decides to come down, or at least parts of it, like giant rocky spears. The stalactites are tumbling down, and it starts with an creaking, like the rock is aching from pain as the larger ones are trembling and cracking and losing, and then start to fall. But it is actually some tiny ones that go first, and most of them you can't even see. Most of this is just happening in your audio space and out there in the cavern where your light doesn't reach. And they're just going down and splintering into pieces. And so I think saying that's the right name, right?
Yeah.
Sayans, yes. Witnesses the smoke-bombed giant spider being hit just as planned by this sharp stone. And, well, spider fluids are being thrown into the air, covering the ground, probably covering you. The smoke bomb goes off. There's just a chaotic mess there. And, well, this round, which is the last round of this action sequence, is heavily influenced by falling rocks that might kill you. Rocks fall, everybody dives.
I mean, that's one way of running
What
a
a
2-hour
setup.
game. That's one way of running a 2-hour game.
Edwin, you
Yeah.
may appoint initiative.
Spider can go first.
Spider dies.
Hey, that's one way of us letting go next. Solution.
Adult.
I think it's Seven's time.
Right. 7 is action wise. I'd like to just try and assist people to get out again. Movement wise, I'd like to get as far the hell out as I can. If that's all right. I know I can't pull on the bond again, but I'll just roll what I did last time, if that's okay.
Yes, I want to tell you there is a 2-point complication on any action for being hit by stones.
You know what? I really like you guys. I run. I go.
I mean,
That's what happens when you spend bond. You just forget all about me.
Yeah, I
endorse that.
mean, I don't have any more bond to pull. You're on your own, buddy. I'm just getting the feeling that the cave wants us to leave. Don't know what gave me that idea. I think Seven is going to go, get out of the cave, and just start running. So that's my turn. Yeah, I think maybe if I get somewhere safe. No. I'm like, if I get somewhere safe, maybe I can assist someone to come in. Forget, I go. I just go. That's what I do on my turn.
Did you carry a lantern or some sort of glowy mushroom with you?
Well, we had two.
Just so I know which direction I need to run.
Yeah, sure. That's my action. I pick up someone's lantern and then I run away.
I mean, there's Trillin's.
No, Zayn's has one.
No, Zayn's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zayn, if I remember correctly, I think you haven't used the assist I gave you yet. Because you went before.
I haven't gone yet. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to give initiative to Luck because I know that Luck also has to assist Trillin to get out. So
yeah. So
smart.
Not to be hit by stones, you still have to do a roll, and in this case, since you're running, it's dexterity plus athletics.
That's okay. I'll take my. I like my dexterity better than my might for sure.
You did pick up a light.
Yeah.
Whose
it
light?
Would be mine.
Trillin's.
Okay. Okay. So Trillin disappears into darkness. It's Seven steals her light and runs away. Okay. So
Luck's near Trillin, and I think Zayn, who has the other light, is near to them. So
we're looking at a difficulty of 1. Okay. You have not increased it by running into the dark, but there's still the complication of 2.
Okay.
Run.
Oh, I got some 10s. Woo-hoo-hoo. 4, 5, 6, 7.
Well, we discussed earlier that you can just spend 2 hits to help another person to succeed just barely at the same action. So you could actually grab somebody and draw them away with you and still buy off the complication.
Yeah, the complication was 2, right?
Yep.
So I still have 5 left.
You still have 5 left.
I would like to assist, if possible, Trillin and Luke, because, as previously mentioned, Zayn has my previous assist.
Yes. Also, Luke is running towards Trillin at this point, trying to help her as well. So
okay. So I'm not going to manually move them. I'm gonna, with that much success, I'm gonna grab Trillin's lantern, but hang back until Luke's able to get her and help them out. Is what I think I'm gonna do with that. So that's my turn. I'm still gonna pass on to Luke, but those assists should help.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that means that I have to roll a dex and athletics as well, right?
Yes.
Well, you have succeeded your roll by default since.
Oh yeah, true. Assist, yeah.
Would the complications also have to be bought off for him?
Assist with 0 extra hits.
So you would take damage if you accept
my suggestion, it's up to you.
Yeah, please.
My suggestion is Edwin rolls, but none of the hits have to go towards the difficulty.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. 2 hits. And
there you go.
I'm gonna spend also my bond for Trillin. For 2 additional hits for Trillin so that they can just scoot along with me without issues.
Okay.
Oh,
See? That's how you do it, Kevin. That's how you do it, Kevin.
Okay.
7.
So
Kevin.
Oh, and how many assists did I provide?
Lawyer.
so we see the three of you running more or less. Maybe one person is more carried than running themselves, but running through the darkness, and there's just rumbling and crashing around you, and you probably spend a little bit of breath on bickering, but it's just
Deciding who was the most helpful while we're running.
yes, and the world just goes even darker and explodia around you, and yeah, who's gonna be next?
I mean, it's gonna be either Saiyans or Trillin.
I think Troy should go next.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Okay, so if I'm passing this correctly in my brain, I've got difficulty 0 because of the assist from 7, and 2 enhancement from Look if I actually roll any successes. I have no athletics, so I'm just rolling my dexterity.
Right. Now, you have to roll at least one hit to use the enhancement.
Which he doesn't. So, do you want to use momentum, by the way?
We have 3.
Shouldn't we have more? Because we had 2 failures from Trillin with the magic.
I counted one of them, but I don't think I counted the other one. So you're right. We have 4.
I just want to know why. What did I do?
Just use 2 momentum. Spend 2 momentum. Go.
If everyone's
Yes.
happy with me doing that.
Yes.
Happy. We demanded.
This is what I get for rolling some like 9 or 10 hits during Michaela's They Came from the Cyclops' Cave game.
That's where they went.
Yeah, I used them all to one-shot an NPC with a party member.
Well, to be fair, that's the way to do it.
With your 2 momentum, did you get any successes?
Oh, 2 momentum just turns into success with the consequence.
Yeah.
doesn't
It does. Spend 2
Nice.
momentum points to change a failure into a success.
Nice. Perfect.
it? I know.
So you cannot spend more momentum points for enhancement for tricks or turn the action into an extraordinary success, or success with consequences. A complication is present. So we are actually stretching the rules a lot, I think, if we say you still have the enhancements. It is just a very meshy situation. I'm happy to just say, yeah, you're fine by all the teamwork you put together at this point. But I think
Yeah,
if you
that's fair.
had a very close look at the mechanics, we kind of broke them. I think, but it's
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Matthew designed for this. He wants us to be team players and not selfish players.
Right.
yeah, and you are paragons of
Mhm.
not leaving people behind.
And not starting shit by throwing a rock.
Pretty
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
no.
Pretty
Not
sure
at
this
all.
would have gone better if I hadn't even turned up and if I was just in the background running tech.
Okay,
You didn't throw a rock at the thing's eye.
so I think we are with
Brilliant.
So before I do my action, would you consider the creature that got impaled to have been mortal peril?
sure.
Because if so, my momentum generators rescue someone from lethal peril.
Please tell me more.
I knew it.
I mean, that's the reason why I wanted to go last, was because if everyone else is gone and I kind of got that spider under the thing and killed it, then I rescued people, which means I get momentum, which means we now have momentum 3, which I can start cashing in to get my ass out of here.
So, I hope this isn't petty, but I think then you should have a higher danger since you're.
That's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't consider it to be lethal, that's totally cool. I mean, it's your call.
I think you can get the momentum, but also the complication rises to 3.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm happy. I'm happy to make that exchange. it's basically like Zane's is like making sure I'll be right behind you, letting everyone else go first.
Yeah, and the situation is just getting more dangerous. It's
Right.
more tense, more things are falling.
Right. And Kevin's, basically just yelling. And it's like, no, you have to go now. And so I get my assist to at least buy off that one piece of
Not
it.
later, Zayans. Now.
Right. So I think I'm going to say, but I still have to do the running part, but my complication step of 3. So that's dexterity and athletics. Which I have 3 dice for, so that's just going to be great.
Possibly go wrong.
Well, what's the difficulty?
Difficulty is 1.
Okay. And what happens if you don't buy off the complication?
You will be hit by stones, not dead, but I was thinking about 1 point of damage and then some fun status effects.
Okay, I'll take that.
Okay.
CJ's face.
I'll take that as if I have a choice, right? I mean, I make it sound
You
like I have a
wanna
choice,
use
but in reality, I
momentum?
rolled 1. I rolled 1 hit.
With the 2 assists, though?
No, the
Right.
assists. I mean, 0 things. I only have 1 hit is not enough for 3.
Could you
So, I
spend
could spend
those
momentum.
to bolster and add 2 momentum to the pool?
I mean, I could, but that would put our momentum pulled out to 1. I'll just take it's only 1 bloodied and the status effect, so
No, sorry,
So you
bolster adds to the momentum.
You're not
pool.
dead, so it's okay.
Well, no, the bolster adds to my. Who bolstered me?
Well, if you can't buy off the complication, you still got 2 hits to do something with, right?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, I have 1 hit, but yeah,
Sorry.
that's fair. I can bolster some. Who can I bolster?
And
I'll bolster
bolstering,
some.
this is just add momentum to the pool equal to the hits.
Does it go to the pool? I thought I went to a character. Looking up rules. Bolster. Add momentum to the pool. Oh, you're right. My apologies.
Do we want to do that?
Yeah, sure. If I can't use it, might as well.
Awesome.
Thank you, Ryan.
So, it's not like a large stone pillar sitting you like the arachnid, but there are several stones falling and splintering, and you take a deep breath, start running, and the next thing you know is that you're just running into an exploding cloud of splinters, and you're cut in several places, and now you are bleeding.
No, Saiyans!
So the character is bleeding out from a wound or suffering internal bleeding, the former. All physical actions come with a minor complication that, if not bought off, deals 1 injury to the character. Resolution. The character benefits from first aid, uses a healing power, or falls to near death.
Good times.
Okay.
Love it.
So.
Cool.
I think it's this moment that the party of 3 notice, well, fuck, our exit is gone. It caved in, and there's just rocks in it, mess. And you have a panicked look around, and you see that the tremors have reshaped the cavern somewhat. And suddenly, in the outest reach of your lantern, you see a strangely symmetric structure, something that doesn't have the gleam of nature, but more something like handmade, man-made thing.
Saiyans is going mopping blood off of his scalp and his eye, and tries to go forward to look into the danger. Kind of just stumbles to one knee and realizes that maybe he needs to sit down for a minute.
Sorry, just out of character. I'm going to be here. I need to cover my webcam because I'm about to have some muscle spasms, and I don't like being watched while that happens.
Sure.
I can still hear and listen and talk and stuff, but
All right.
Two questions. Well, first, when Seven sees Zayn's do that, he's gonna run to him and be like, "Are you all right? What happened?" I mean, his arm is like messed up too, but not like.
Right.
Did you get hit by a rock?
Small one. Yeah.
Doesn't look small.
It was not a small one.
It doesn't look small at all. Looking onward into what we can see, did you say there was is there any sort of glow? Did you say?
Sorry. It is the glow of your lantern that showed the outline of something man-made,
Okay.
which doesn't seem to be natural. No, I'm getting the right words into my head.
That was that there before?
Nope. Pretty sure it wasn't.
Well, we can't go back.
I think the world has shifted again.
We think new destination. But how do we patch you up? Because that blood that's pouring out of your head is not looking.
It's a flesh wound. I'll be fine.
No.
I tend to agree with Luke on this one.
Not often that happens, but yeah, no, absolutely.
That is a disturbing thought.
Yep, absolutely.
That's how you know it's troublesome, actually.
So how can we patch someone up?
I can maybe try, and kind of cocking my head, and you can see the scent pits flaring as I'm trying to get a sense of how bad this wound is.
It is bad. If you don't take care of it, they gonna bleed out from it, and might get close to death. So that should be avoided.
So I'm just checking something.
Do that. So as you're starting to have this conversation, you can feel that the tremors are slowing down. It was a brief moment of shock to this place. It's already dying down. There's still some stones still falling, but
Wrong time, wrong place.
So, question, because I mean, I could answer this by looking at your character sheets, but that's kind of rude. So you would all know that Trillin does have some skill in medicine. It's not a lot, but she has assisted various members of the community several times. Do any of you?
No. I even looked into all of the chaos to see if, because I have an ability where I can like reach into a different sorcery or synthesis and use that at some danger to me, and it doesn't look like there's any healing related that I saw. I mean, I took kind of a, so I don't even have that either.
My job is literally the opposite of healing people.
You're just bleeding, making people bleed.
So what I'm hearing is no one has medicine. No one has dots in medicine but me. So
Correct.
no one can help with the teamwork.
Correct. No. Use the momentum, or use the
I
momentum.
was going to ask if I may spend one momentum from the pool to declare in the equivalent of dramatic editing that there is a patch of like mycelial network nearby that I can use to staunch the wound as like a one enhancement. Maybe.
Yeah.
You know, if I get any successes. So what dice pool would you like for that as I go to a town using this mycelial frond and my knowledge and own personal stores? I'm assuming medicine's one of them.
Yeah.
What attribute would you like?
You said knowledge. This sounds like intellect to me.
It does. I was hoping to persuade you that in light of everything that's just happened and the fact that I'm extremely shaken, pushing through that would count as resolve, but I will absolutely...
Yeah. I mean, you had quite the journey yet, and so it's probably
Brief.
It's been a day.
yes, and
Yeah.
maybe it's this what's actually grounding you.
As a brief aside, there's mention of healing sorcery under agony combat, but I wasn't able to find anything, so that might be
That's in the full rules, which
in the full set.
Ooh.
So I feel like while you might be the only one in this setting that has that, I think there might be some other options coming out for that is my in. Or I might have just glossed over it, but I did a search for the words medicine and healing.
with
No
the
healing.
one enhancement from the mycelium stuff, that's a total of 4 hits. There are dice. There are numbers above 7 on these dice.
So
Is 4
great.
enough?
This is definitely enough, I'd say. Yeah,
And
so-
any additional, I'd just like to pull back into the momentum pool up to 3, because that's as far as Bolster takes you.
So men's 3. And that removes my bleeding condition,
Yes.
but not my injury. Or my injury too.
We're very much guessing at this point. I don't.
Healing. Haha.
Oh,
Treating a character to heal damage requires a medicine intellect roll. Difficulty equal to the highest injury level, filled minimum of 1, which is 1. Success in the action removes all damage from the highest level injury level.
oh, nice. So, and you got 4 successes. Then I'd say yes, you get to remove the injury as well as the serious effect.
Huzzah.
Okay. Good.
I helped.
I
You
think
did.
with Trillin looking at Zayan's and knowing there's nothing he can really do, Seven's going to take some careful and tentative steps with one of the lanterns toward this man-made thing.
Wait, hold, stop, don't.
But it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool. I know I want to rob it empty, but let's wait for the other 2. And I call dibs on treasure.
I don't want unless it's chaos, and then if it's a chaos stone, it's mine. You wouldn't even be able to use it.
But it goes for a lot of gold.
You
Or
wouldn't even be able
trinkets.
to use
Or
it. Do you want to die? I have magic. I can make it. I can harness the chaos. If you take it and sell it.
Only really Zayn's would pick up on this, but would pick up on this because of proximity. But every time Seven talks about harnessing chaos and the well, there's just like an instinctive flinch, like this is a bad thing. To Trillin at the very least.
And Zane's will actually quietly say, "Are you all right?"
The well is treacherous. Those who seek it cannot be trusted. But like, it's definitely.
I'm just playing wrestling. God.
It's definitely one of those like tone of voice things where this is just something that Trillin is just ingrained in her since she hatched,
Right.
and she's never had reason to question it.
Threw
What-
my fake dagger. Now I have to play with my real one.
what's the distance to the building, whatever?
20 yards.
Yards translates to how many meters?
About roughly 20
yeah.
meters.
Yeah, I don't think I
I-
can throw that far away with my rock. We'll get closer.
I would like to out of character just point out the last time you threw a rock, we got hit by a whole bunch of much larger rocks. We may not want to consider this multiplets of effect in the future.
Are you sure that's actually a pet rock and not a like nemesis rock?
Nemesis rock.
It brought
Evil
friends.
rock. It's a frenemy.
It's my buddy.
Can I add
Yeah.
like negative bond to the pet rock to my
Same. The rocks we have to worry about are not chaos stones. It's that thing.
No, it's my friend.
Negative 5 dots.
I'm sorry, this is a very serious game for serious people.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, fine.
What do we see?
Well,
Rocks.
buckle up, Mr. Dawkins. We are entering Tom's world below. Nothing of this shall be canoning.
Oh, boy.
Okay. You come closer to a stone door in a carved carved small words alcove, something like this. It's a niche in the wall, and it's just a little bit set deeper into there, and it is covered in strange signs. And I looked this up before, but I'm not sure. One of you, I think, is part of the people who lived in the world below originally.
Yeah, that's Trillin.
It's
Chills.
Trillin. What do you feel? How familiar are you with the written language of your people?
Well, I'm reasoning as and here's where I go into Shilling mode to promote the Ashcan and the lore of the world below. But as an Enticia being like incredibly bound into family units, there would be a lot of like importance placed on family history. So I would assume that there is some, as part of that, there would be like an importance on written history as well as oral. Because obviously oral can change, but written is relatively concrete and unchanging, however inaccurate it may be. So relatively, I guess, would be the answer.
Okay. Then you can make sense of some of the words that you notice there. It is a very old carving, and from the look of it, maybe also from the touch, it has been covered for a long time. And you can make out the word for garden, for home, welcome. And then you notice a small circle of embedded chaos stones, not larger than the thumbnail. And you realize this seems to be the opening mechanism in a way.
As in, like, I recognize that this will open the door, but I don't know how it will do so.
Yeah.
So I take a moment to study it, and then kind of turn my head back over my shoulder, giving Seven a wary glance because there are chaos stones here. This is a place of welcome and home. And then I step aside to reveal the chaos stones. This will open the door, but I'm not sure how.
Do they need to?
Could I attempt a roll to figure out how?
Esoterica is a skill I saw earlier.
And it's one I lack. I do have culture, but I do not have
I can help
esoterica.
with esoterica.
I can help as well.
So can I.
Three people just push Trillin out of the way. No, it's this way. This is why. This is how you do it.
I think culture as well as esoterica would work. Because of your heritage, I'd give you an enhancement as the main actor, and anybody who wants to help you may do so. Although there was a limit on enhancements you can get from help, right?
Yes.
It feels like it was 3.
I think
Sounds right.
When I was looking at it earlier.
Well, because enhancement is no longer additive. You down to the best one.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't be adding all of our enhancements together. We would whoever gets the best enhancement.
Yes.
So
yes,
if we're working together, that is just teamwork. There we go. I know I was looking at the wrong one. Teamwork. We were all separately with the same skill and attribute pool, and then just count all the hits together.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah, we could do this as well.
That works.
Sure. And Trillian may decide enigmas, or esoterica, or culture.
Thank you. I appreciate that. What attribute would you like?
Intelligence.
That's what I was hoping you would not say.
So which skill are you using?
I had to go with culture, but
Okay, well then I.
So
will
we
not be
have to
helping.
go with culture as well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I can
in
help,
which
I
case
can-
I'm happy to not use culture because if esoterica works out better for you, I'll just roll.
No,
intellect.
I mean, I got 2 dots in culture, so
I have 1 in culture or 4 in esoterica.
and I only got 1 in esoterica.
I have 3 in esoterica, so
I'll just roll intellect. It'll be fine.
okay.
Okay. Sure. Then esoterica and intellect. Then is that correct?
Yep. Well,
Okay.
I'm contributing 2 hits to the pool.
Six.
Wow.
1. I'll be the
That's
baby.
9 total.
Yeah, I'm not adding anything with my 2 dice.
I think whether or not Trillin likes it, Seven is standing almost directly behind her, going, "That goes there. That goes there. I think that goes there." Just being
Why don't you
absolutely obnoxious.
There's like a moment where it almost looks like Trillin is inhaling something from a pouch. I have charm spores that like make people happier, and I'm dosing myself to deal with the irritation.
So
And then I just like my shoulders slump and I just step to one side.
the main question is, how many Chaos Stone vanish in Seven's back pocket?
Depends on if all of those stones are needed to open the door.
They are all needed. And
Reluctantly, none. Then
the thing is, the most infuriating factor in the situation is probably that Seven is right, but for all the wrong reasons.
I don't understand anything about the culture. I'm just going.
Yes.
I think that works there. If I was gonna put a stone there, it would move this way.
I think some kind of just like brute force the problem. Trillin's like, no, you're missing all the nuance of it.
Yeah, probably trying to learn something about herself and her culture. But, well, no, it is sabotaged by opening a door. And one after the other, the tiny chaos rocks start to shimmer, and with a soft glow, the door makes way. And it depends on what would be the most important sense for your characters. What hits you first? If vision is your most important sense, then you would see the lush greenish light emanating softly from the chamber beyond. Maybe you can feel the warmth flowing over your skin. Maybe it is the sweet smell of never seen flowers and the water that's gathering in your mouth because you can already envision the taste of the fruits you are about to encounter. Maybe it is the wisp of air that streams over your hands, and you can feel its soft touch, the gentleness Maybe it is the kind murmuring of a softly spoken well that you hear. Whatever it is, whatever it triggers in you, it draws you in. How do you react?
With very little regard for my own personal well-being, I think is the answer here. He's not running in there, but seven begins to step in. Is pulled by this.
Luck will literally barge past 7. Treasure, mine.
Such a pig head. It's not about the treasure.
Zanes is going to take a deep breath. Look at his party just rushing headlong into danger and follow after them.
Chaos rocks are yours. Everything else is mine.
Fine.
See, we can strike a bargain.
7 will look over his shoulder. Now that the initial mesmerization of the situation has worn off due to yet another little snit between him and Luck, and he'll look over his shoulder and say, "Are you coming, Trillin?"
For my part, I am sweeping the threshold clear of all the like dust and small rocks that have been pulled in by people just rushing headfirst into it. To make sure that there is a very clear delineation between in and out, and then I will step across, but my head is down, my eyes are focused on the ground, and I am just like I'm trying to leave as little impact on this room, on this area as possible. I'm breathing slowly and shallowly, just so I don't disturb it with my presence. This is a place of importance, and I'm trying to respect it as such.
So all of you enter the place in your very individual ways. There is grass growing high up to your knees, and a little bit into the distance, 3 or 4 arms length, is gently wheezing in the wind, sweeping, slow movement, the tips. And in the center of this place, there's a tree, a beautiful tree. And it has a dark, large trunk, many branches growing upwards, reaching to the ceiling. Green leaves growing everywhere. And thick red fruits are hanging from the twigs. A little bit behind of that, a few columns speak of a place that has fallen to ruin a little bit of time ago. Looks, from what you can gather, like a temple of sort, a small one, not a giant one with halls and several rooms. No, it's just a tiny place. And you can see that from this place on, there are several short tunnels leading probably to similar places.
How many doors or exits or?
You have 3 exits.
Is the distance to them the same from where we're standing at the moment?
The one to your right is a little bit closer.
So I'm going to throw rock at each of them. The one that I get closest to the entrance to, that's still going to be a lucky one.
You're just gonna jug a stone in there.
I'm going to throw my pet rock
Yeah.
because it's going to come back again.
Mm-hmm.
And then figure out which one I get the furthest throw in, and that's going to be the lucky one. That's the one that the pet rock picks as where we need to go to.
Okay. Okay, I understand. That would be the middle one.
That's logic.
Yeah.
Chaos logic.
That's just science.
That as well.
Aside of rock science, do you do anything else in this place?
So seeing as I'm a hobgoblin, I'm pretty sure that everything is higher than for others, right? Because I'm not as tall as human likes.
I think I'm slightly shorter than normal human because I am I think is it Minoru? So I start out as a rat and become a human gradually as I get older. Except I'm still a rat, just only inside.
It's just on the inside.
Yeah. So I think I am a little bit shorter as well, but I think you might be shorter than me.
Yeah, because do we want to grab some of the apples before we go, or whatever the fruit is hanging from the tree?
Do I think, or is there a roll I can make to see if I think that this tree is being fed off of well water? Because it is an beautiful underground tree sprouting miraculous fruit.
That's just chaos magic.
Do you know what the well is? Is there a roll would you like me to make, or should I just?
I'm trying to get an idea how you would make sure that it is the well.
Esoterica?
Probably yes.
I mean, if there's actually water, I'll touch it if you need me.
We don't have water right now.
Yeah.
Well, you heard the water. You heard the well. You could follow the sound of that.
Yeah. I think that's gonna be kind of the vibe. He's gonna be like, do you not know what the well does? It creates things like this. Beautiful fruits and it can create life. It could be the answer to the failures of our societies. Something like this could sustain everything. And he's gonna kind of walk in trying to follow the sound of the water.
It could also kill us all.
Could nothing. So could inaction.
Chaos is guarding the entrance. We all know that Saiyans is looking shocked at us.
Saiyans is actually studying the tree. As Kevin's talking about this, and he takes a hold of his grappling hook and starts praying to the world below. And is going to use his dowsing spell, because that allows him to sense the elements of a person, creature, specific place, or element such as fire or water. I do need to know what the chaos level in this space is for my difficulty.
Let's make it double. Wait, we are going up to 10 with chaos level, right?
I hope not.
No, but that's the highest number that we could reach. So I think
this is my difficulty number. So if it's 10, I'm not casting a spell.
If it's 10, I got nothing for you.
I'm gonna attack it. I think you think of crop yield.
If it's helpful,
Yeah,
I found out
the table just says chaos level goes up to 3+.
yeah, the well is
Oh,
3+.
okay. Yes. So we are at a it is a more chaotic place than the last that we have left. So I'd say it's 3. Where did I get the idea of 10?
I was, you had me really scared.
So Matthew is saying it would still be 2 unless you descended far.
Okay.
But we're off of Matthew's book, so he can
Yeah.
go take a hike.
True. So we can just ignore everything.
We're
he's
now
saying
in
at
the
this
world
point.
adjacent.
The world beside the world below.
Maybe
3
now
hits.
we're in the world upside down.
3 hits. So I get intellect advantage on rolls to find the chosen coordinates at the end of the scene, blah blah blah. But I'm using it more just to kind of sense of, is Kevin right? Is there water under here?
Sorry, I actually got distracted by Mr. Dawkins. I'm sorry.
do what I've done for 5 years, which is just ignore him.
Okay, just a disclaimer. I think Matthew missed it. As we entered this chamber, we left the material of the Ashcan, and I'm making up my own ideas of what else could lurk in the world below.
I mean,
so
he caught on it because he now dubbed it the world beyond.
Okay. So back to brain. So I think actually it wouldn't be too hard for you to work the dowsing spell in this place.
Okay.
And I think you would get a pretty straight idea of where the water would be.
Okay.
So just assume you had a success. What would it look like?
Basically, he's praying to his chitinous grappling hook because it was given to him by his uncle, and his faith in the world below is in this hook. So as he's channeling the chaos to try to find this, he slowly, his grip on the hook slowly starts to loosen, and the hook spins and spirals and eventually starts to actually hang in the air as it points towards where the water is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It leads towards the left exit, and if Seven is concentrating very much on the sound of the murmuring, the water, it kind of aligns. And if you are following the grappling hook, you are going through some twist of turns of the tunnel and enter a second, also very enchanting place. It is the ground is covered in ferns, the walls are overgrown with ivy, and there is a rock not unlike a basin, and from there the water just welts over the rim, flowing down the stone, the pedestal, and disappearing into the ground. And you get the idea, the feeling that it moves like an invisible river or a vein full of blood through the caverns from here out, giving life to every single chamber. And it feels majestic, life-giving, divine, and Then there's something beneath that. Something that makes the hairs at the back of your neck standing up. Something that makes your teeth clench. Something that gets beneath your skin. And in this moment, the very aware of you notice the ruffling of cloth, silent steps as a hooded figure enters your chamber.
So, give me one moment because I have something that might be getting triggered now.
Sure.
Where is it? No, that wasn't it there. I had something, I think.
Is it
I think it's extrasensory perception.
keen sense, maybe?
No, keen sense gives me. What was it?
Oh, right. Extra perception.
Yeah.
Once perception alerts you when someone or something with hostile intent is following you.
Yeah. So I'll be nice and I'll forgo the survival cunning roll to see if it's the approximate location because it's right in front of us. But hostile? Question mark? Hostile? Question mark?
No.
Well, that one thrown away. Okay, nope, that's fine.
Wait, maybe I'm not getting
So
it.
I'm using extrasensory perception, which basically means you've developed a sensory perception that once per session alerts you when someone or something with hostile intent is following you. On a successful survival plus cunning roll, you can determine the approximate location of the tracker. So
okay.
I'm gonna forgo the survival cunning roll because I exactly know where said person is. But yeah.
You're getting the vibes of this person. Interesting. You're getting a lot of mixed messages from this person.
Guys. And Luck takes a step back. And takes another step back.
I will step. I'm not stepping forwards, but I'm standing a bit straighter. I'm still acting reverent because this just feels important. But
bad news.
I will definitely step forward.
7.
Are we intruders here?
Either because we walked in here, he sees us intruders, and as such,
no. Sorry, I'm that was out loud.
Oh, sorry.
I'm asking the figure.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, but basically, Luck was also explaining, like, even when you were asking that, Luck was like, kind of explaining it to you as well, like, maybe.
Welcome.
It's just watching the figure.
I greet you in the garden, as it is our custom to greet people you meet.
I incline my head respectfully in their direction. I greet you also.
Do I?
And they pull back the hood and reveal a face with a few elven features, you'd say. The most important is maybe that the skin seems a little bit dry. they also, as they pushed back the hood, you could see their hands, and they look like hands that do a lot of work, as yours as well, since you're going to on your delves. But the most interesting about them is their voice, which is very, very deep and soft. How did you find us?
We were fleeing denizens of the world below and stumbled upon this sanctuary.
The world below directed us here.
I see.
Door open.
What led you to our door?
Our settlement is not going to survive. We were seeking alternative, either accommodation or solution.
I see. I'm sorry to hear your bad news. But if you want to take a moment, you can stay. Refresh your spirit.
It has been a very trying experience.
Forgive our ignorance, but what is this place?
This is the garden. And as you said, it is our sanctuary, our refuge, our temple in a way. We bring service every day, pray and remain.
So, question: how many of you are here?
This is a interesting question, since we haven't even exchanged our names.
I mean, you're talking about we and our.
Yeah. So, my name is Milux. What is your name?
Luck.
I'm happy to meet you, Luck.
I am 7.
Very pleased.
I'm Zayans.
Nice to meet your acquaintance.
I bear the name of my honored ancestor, Trillin.
I'm happy to meet you. We are a small community, small enough to survive from the fruits of the garden.
Your garden, is it fed by the well?
It is fed by this well. They point at the stone.
He speaks of chaos, raw, unpredictable.
No, nothing like this. It is very predictable, actually. It comes and flows with time. If you refer to the mythic to the well of legend, I'm sorry to disappoint you.
I'm not disappointed. Merely we have not found it yet.
Your search will end in failure, 7.
Well, there's only 2 ways it can end.
I shake my head. You misunderstand. Failure of the self. You will not be you if you find it.
If that is the case, it would be for a greater good. I'm very interested in this. It's beautiful, and you've kept it this way for how long?
A very long time.
Is it
It
magic?
was.
Is it magic? Is it chaos?
It is magic in a way, yes. In a way, it comes and goes. It is like the seasons of calm. It is at some time the garden, and in another time it's something else. It changes, transforms, becomes anew.
What does it become?
I can show you if you want.
I would be deeply honored.
Please.
And they turn around. Yeah.
It's up to you if it's too late, but I do have a thing where where'd it go? Oh, they're not trying. There's no rolls required. There's no rolls being used, sorry. Basically, if someone tries to lie to me, there's a moderate complication. Otherwise, it becomes obvious that they're lying.
Okay. We could, of course, do a roll if they're hiding something to your disadvantage from you with a, I want to say empathy roll, but is there empathy in this? Okay.
I have empathy. It's a skill.
Yeah, then you can do an empathy roll. And I think it is actually composure.
So I'm just checking a couple of other things I've got. I don't think that my wow factor would help in this situation. So
Probably not.
5 dice. 4 and 5. A single hit.
Single hit. Well, you probably picked up the warning of luck before. And I don't know if anything showed at Sayan's face at they got the last impressions from their spell. But what you can get is the way they're using their voice, the way they're handling you. It's all to bring you to peace, all to make you less stressed, less vigilant. And that's why I made you roll on composure. It's so easy just to let all of this go, just to let you fall into this voice and in the garden. It's so easy to let go. And you get the feeling that this is with intent.
I'm not sure if it would still count, but are basically the spidey senses of luck tingling more and more and more as this goes on?
I think this is one of your what's it called? Your idea that something is wrong is you don't get a hard confirmation on that, but it's not like it's going away. The feeling just stays.
I will. Based on what people have said, like I know people are at least look is picking up on the unsettling vibe as well. So I will keep that information myself for now.
Hmm.
And if they follow, I will lead. Hesitant, warily, but I will lead. Follow.
If Seven's got any note of any of this whatsoever, he's not giving off any vibes of that. He is too interested in whatever this is, so he definitely goes. Not like full speed ahead, but she's like, "Oh, come this way." He's like, "Okay, yeah, all right," because he just wants. He's so curious. I think he's even outside of magic, he's a curiosity killed the cat kind of character. So,
Right.
So Luck is going to step closer and closer. And if he turns around to start leading the group, let's see what they carry on them and rob them blind.
Okay. Do we have any special abilities for that, or are we going for a larceny roll?
Larceny and Dex, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm basically using. Hold on, let me see if power tricks or silent approach help in regards of them not noticing me. Power tricks. Yeah, no, that's only for. No, so that's only for others. Silent approach. Yeah, I get a +1 enhancement to larceny or survival rolls to avoid detection.
Okay.
So that is 4 + 5 and a 3 enhancement. I think you're gonna hate me.
Are you gonna throw the rock?
No
Distraction.
I think this is gonna call for 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 hits,
Yikes!
including the +1 enhancement.
Okay. I think avoiding being noticed would be being catched would be a
that's fine.
complication of 2, which leaves you with a ton of hits. Okay, so we are not having a gamer's moment where you just draw anything from that person and in the end
so I'll settle for this. I'll trade the 7 extra hits for the 1 item that's of sentimental value of him. How does that sound for a trade?
This sounds actually great. You find quite a few things on your first contact that tell you, yeah, this person had some tools on them to probably work in the garden and do the usual labor you need to do to just keep on living. But then you find something something in a pocket, which feels strange, and you pull it out. And even before you can see it, you feel the taint in your fingers. You feel the complete wrongness of this thing. And as you finally catch a glimpse of it, it is a finger, but a contorted one, and it is strangely colored in all the wrong colors, and it's looking like it still suffers from massive hemorrhage, and you can see that there are micelles growing on it, and it looks just rotten from the core. And as you see that, and you try to make eye contact with your friends, you see them change before your eyes, wasting, rotting away, skin getting loose, bloodshot eyes, then turning yellow. The flesh starts rotting. There are flies, and the ground just gives way to an amorphous reddish meat structure. And I want to know, what do you do? Everyone does one last action.
I will let the rest go first.
Do we see what he's seeing?
Right. Yeah. I was gonna say that.
I think all of you see at least the finger. And you can decide how magically you are attuned that the vision would sweep over to you.
Okay, so if I may go first.
Go for it.
So I've established that this garden, this individual, or the garden, or both, are trying to do something not necessarily hostile, but with ill intent, and to manipulate our mood in some way. So I would allow my cloak to fall open for the first time, and you can see that on top of the because I'm cold-blooded, so I wear like thick, heavy furs and hides. But there's a spreading patch of mycelial network actually growing from my flesh out of the out of my sleeve and onto the back of my hand, and there's like a slow puff of silvery mist as a burst of spores is just blasted into the air. One of my syntheses is called Bliss. Once per session, I can nullify all negative mood-related area effects. So I guess I'd just be using that to kind of try to mitigate whatever calming effect this place is having on my allies.
It's working wonders. It's just like, now that you are aware, it's like this place just hungers to be revealed. Okay.
I think 7 just accepts it. Not necessarily in a, hey, cool, I'm definitely going to die kind of way. He acknowledges and understands there are things beyond his understanding, and unless or until something directly, gets violent, he's just gonna see where it goes. Just curious.
As Zayans is trying to understand what's happening, he sees his friends. He doesn't quite see the same things they do. He's not as in tune as they are, but he senses something's definitely wrong. He actually draws the shadows into his hands, and it forms a blade about as long as his forearm. And he jams it into the stone and falls to his knees and prays that the world below will provide, regardless of what happens.
Luck is gonna curse under his breath, and he's gonna mutter one name over and over: Lono, the moth trader, for selling him this fucked up map that got them here.
1-star Yelp review incoming.
Half a star, if possible. And he'll actually throw the finger at the elf. Like, sure, I stole it, but you fucking can keep that. I don't need that shit. And he'll be ready to throw the pet rock to start everything all over again. Because let's end it with the pet rock.
All comes full circle.
Yes. It's just the perfect moment as the party is halfway prepared to what is hitting them, not aware of what else might be lingering behind them. But we get this one shot as eyes full of intent and this moment of, well, we survived so much until this point, and we're gonna give it all to live another day and to change the lives of those who depend on us. And, well, maybe we will learn one day what happened in the garden after that. Maybe one day we will learn what happened as Milix catched the finger after being hit in the back with it, and their eyes just rolling back, revealing the vast madness of those who serve the lords and ladies of the rot, who only bring destruction and corruption. Maybe one day we will learn if the track ever reached Tilver's hearth. But for today, this is the end. And I thank you all very, very much for this awesome adventure.
That was fun.
Yeah, good fun.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for running it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to share some thoughts about our experience so far, or just go?
I love chaos. I think I love chaos is just a good standalone sentence.
Right.
It describes me as a person.
With the K or CH? That's the question.
Yeah, but I love that concept of I think it's not played on as much as one would think for such a fun concept of the idea that the closer you get to this magical source, the more addictive it becomes. And I had a great fun playing Seven. It was a great time. I would play again 10 out of 10. I like my high strung mage that just cares about power. That's great. And his friends, sort of.
Minus luck, of course.
I mean, if it was a choice between you or stones, it would be stones, but you come above some other things.
No, I really dug it. I mean, I didn't know much about the World Bowl specifically, but I mean, obviously, I've been working behind the scenes a little bit with Ultra, and I'm glad to see Ultra seems to be working really, really well. Obviously, there's a couple more rough edges that need to be polished out, which is natural with an Ashcan. This is all about. But it seemed like we were able to roll with things really, really fast, and I think the only reason why the initial scene took a bit long was just because we were doing so many different things that we kind of just ended up having to learn all the rules all at once. But like I was just really I'm really happy how bonds worked. I mean, it's just like, oh yeah, I could just get enhancement because my friend is in danger, and that's amazing. That's I've never seen a game actually do that as well as like, oh hey, we're friends, and so I get benefits for that.
I love bonds. I don't use them enough. I hoard them like a weird little goblin.
Mhm.
They're like, you get a plus bond, and I'm like, great, it's mine.
That's just because outside of Ultra, they're surprisingly difficult to regain.
Mm.
Whereas I like this is just it's a session thing, and you get it back at the start of the next session.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great. I really like that.
I had a bad blast being the little chaos gremlin that I am normally. Uh,
Yeah, you're saying that like you'll play that way otherwise. This is a new experience for you.
So someday, Eddie, I highly recommend you to talk to Matthew about him running games for me. You'll hear horror stories.
I've heard.
So there is that. No, I generally just kind of push boundaries, and I almost do it unintentionally. But I will never. Yeah, but I never do it with malevolence, so to speak. But no, this is one of those games that you can get away with it. I was literally playing the trickster with the thief. That the whole combination kind of fits me as well. Yeah, and then giving me a pet rock. Yeah, no, that was just the recipe for it.
The pet rock was, I actually had pet rock as well, and I was like, and I never ended up using it, but I thought it would be really fun. If this was a longer campaign, I would have held that back for like a few sessions, and then one time I'd be like, I use my pet rock just to like, I would have played the long con with the pet rock.
And everyone's like, Seven, that's just a rock, isn't it? That's just a normal rock.
Please.
No,
it's a magic rock.
No, I literally had fun with it, and yeah, like I said, being the little chaos gremlin that I really am. Although, to be fair, I can also play very, very serious characters that can get really, really dark, which is something Tom can attest to as well. Yeah, no, I can go everywhere. No, I had fun. Thanks, Tom.
Yes, thank you.
Seven's character write-up made me really want to play this type of character in a longer, like, serious campaign.
Yeah.
It could get really dark at some point, but I liked all of the characters, and I think, like, as a set of 4, they are really interesting, and I could see them being interpreted in, like, just a multitude of different ways.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for those listening, as Ryan said earlier, get the game. Buy it from drive-thru, read through it, and give Mr. Dawkins a review.
Please do.
It's highly recommended.
Yeah, it's fun to read.
Yeah.
I really like the more prose write-ups in there. It's just fun. It's one of the reasons why I ended up doing this instead of running the included adventure. Because there were so many story hooks in there that I all wanted to touch, and then I noticed, well, okay, I can't even touch any of them all at once. So, what am I gonna do? And then I just somewhere in between, I got hit by ideas, and I really wanted to have. Well, you saw how it turned out, but I wanted to have a stronger focus on the Lords and Ladies of Rot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a brief moment, but yeah, they are.
I mean, Grandfather Nurgle is a good companion. Absolutely.
But also, I mean, it's one thing that's cool about this like 3-hour format too, is like, it's not meant to be a full game. So you can have like just a moment of weird. This is like a short story and an anthology kind of thing, So it's neat to have just this weird thing that we'll never hear from again. It's just a really cool concept you can't always do in like a quote unquote normal game.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely have I'm working on a Trinity Continuum adventure, community content, nothing official. Don't take it as official, viewers. And I was like, I really want to run it for you guys, you folks, sorry, but it's not finished. And then I realized it doesn't have to be finished. It's a 3-hour one shot. We just do one scene, and it'll be fine.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'd be down.
Until I tell you, no talents, just normal baseline characters.
Less hassle with character creation. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, still be up for it.
I have played hack and slash. I have been the tank before, believe it or not. You all have yet to see that from me, but that is a thing I do sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, I really liked all the way of team play that were able that you were able to pull off the boost, the let me get that roll for you thing. It's the bonds. There are many great mechanics. I like that a lot, and it's
I like the fact that I could share, if I'd successfully cast it for an extra hit per character, I could share the soul sight spell, so people could just see in the dark.
Something
nice.
I really like about different versions or similarities of the story path system is that being a support character or being a character that has support roles doesn't feel crappy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's the dice rolling that feels crappy.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
That's the
It
same
doesn't require to have
That's-
actual dice.
That's
Not
different.
rolling
like-
d6s in this game.
I could do
usually
one
helps.
thing in this entire scene. Please just let me do it, you polyhedral pieces of plastic.
Hey, you did some proper healing.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah,
I did an aspiration with that. So.
Yeah.
Huzzah.
And I think we had 2 momentum generators, one by Eddie and one by myself, because someone decided to be a little thief again and just find something nice.
Yep.
Which kind of regret.
So I am past midnight by this point, so I gonna end this show at this point, but not before we haven't made the round and reintroduced ourselves to our audience and maybe plug any funny things that we might be doing. Let's go. Let's start with CJ.
Hi everyone, my name is CJ Starry, and I'm not gonna plug all of the things I do every week. Instead, I'm going to say if you go to my Twitter, CJ Starry, the pinned post has a schedule in the comments because I'm at that point. But I had an awesome time. My pronouns are they, them. I've been playing Seven, he, they, the chaos channeler, sorcerer, magic man, and I actually really love to play him again. He was really it's about like a paragraph write-up, and I got a really good idea of who he was from that. So I had a great time. Thanks again for having me. It was great to revisit with all of you, and let's do it again.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Edwin.
Yeah, Edwin Wessels, he, him. You can find me on Twitter, gaming __ pilgrim. I don't do anything fancy like Tom does or that Eddie does or CJ does. I'm just a regular player that apparently gets invited into these games because apparently people enjoy having me around as the little chaos gremlin and yay me.
It's nice to have someone else jump on that grenade for me. So
yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Ryan, first of all, thank you so much for running tech.
no worries.
Thank you.
I already have all the keys
awesome.
to the kingdom, so.
And please tell everyone, what are you doing?
Yeah, so I do stream on Twitch as Comrade Bubbles. and I do stream a show on this channel every 2 weeks at, oh gosh, what's the Eastern time? 9 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. BST. I talk about how to write community content, and I talk about how to write role-playing material. It just happens to end up on community content websites that Onyx Path operates. Currently, I'm going through a Pugmire phase, so that's cool. It's going up on Canis Minor, just in time for Realms of Pugmire to release at some point in the next couple of years, I imagine. And saddle me with a conversion guide or an update to write.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm also on Twitter at Comrade Bubbles if you want to follow me there. And just, I'm not terribly active, but I occasionally make jokes, puns, vent about mental health issues, and just general visibility of being non-binary, etc.
Thank you so much. Eddie.
Eddie Webb, pronouns are he, him. I trying to abandon Twitter, so you can find me mostly at pugsteady@dice.camp below. Lots of things to plug, but the big thing right now is if you're interested in the legal shenanigans of D&D from the very first days in the 70s to now, I just did a video with extra credits called Dungeons and Disasters, which talks about how the legal ramifications of D&D shaped our industry over the past 40 years. So go check that out. I'm really excited about how that turned out. It has lots of time travel jokes in it too. Please go check that out. But also otherwise, theonyxpath.com is where a lot of my work is these days.
Thank you so much. Well, I am Tom Murr. I am a professional storyteller. And a few days ago, I actually finally announced the nature of the project that I'm working on for a year by this point. We are going to release a community content product for Wesen, which is called Modern Wesen, Horrific Folklore in the Digital Age, which is basically, well, we wanted to play Wesen in modern times, and so I wrote shit for that. And we are very, very, very close to release. We are missing one art piece and one very last round of edits, and then we're happy to go and release that. So yeah, really looking forward to that. Once again, thank you all for joining us to have awesome conversation with us about awesome games in the chat. And yeah, we hope to meet you all in the world below soon. So put on your best boots and take a mushroom lamp with you. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.